Hello, everybody. This is Blocks to Good, the space where we're talking about the blockchain technology and social impact. Today, we have with us Michael Peterson from BitcoinBeach. Hi, Michael. Thank you very much for being here. How are you?
I'm doing great, Ron. It's nice to be here with you.
So BitcoinBeach is the project that everybody's talking about these days. For those who don't know yet, what is the BitcoinBeach in few sentences?
BitcoinBeach was just showing that Bitcoin could be used by real everyday people to create a circular economy where they didn't have to use fiat or would have very little use of fiat. And so we set out with people that were making $300 a month to kind of inject Bitcoin in the community and see how it would circulate and see how they would use it and what ways it worked well and what ways it didn't.
So it's a real community where people are using Bitcoin every day, which was kind of the dream of every Bitcoiner in the beginning. Now we know the issues about the volatility and the transaction cost, but BitcoinBeach is a proof that this is possible. So how did you get there? How did you manage to teach people who has no idea about the technology to use and accept Bitcoin and how they deal with those issues?
We just kind of took it one step at a time. We kept it simple, and we actually started with the youth. We found that they picked up on it much quicker, and we got them transacting and buying things. We got a couple stores to onboard, more as a favor to us. They agreed to try it, and so we trained them in that. And then once they saw like they were actually getting a lot of usage, we actually had neighboring stores also that wanted to join in. But a lot of it's just getting people transacting. I think people underestimate how important that is. You get people transacting first, and then they are motivated to learn more about Bitcoin, why it changes in value and goes up and down, how to store it securely, all of those things. But first you need to get them transacting.
Right. So I remember last time we was talking a year ago, your project was helping around 100 families with the Bitcoin feeding program. What is the current situation? How is that Bitcoin impact in the community? What is the biggest help of Bitcoin?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen, like, especially during the time of COVID, just how useful Bitcoin could be. And during that time, we started using Bitcoin almost as like a universal basic income. And so we had 500 families that were receiving about $40 worth of Bitcoin every month, helping them pay for their daily needs. And through that, we were able to watch, how they really used it, how they sent it back and forth to family members, and just that it gave them access to this mobile payment system. And then it also allowed the stores to do things like food delivery. They could have lightning payments sent directly to them, and then they could go deliver the food to the people. And so we realized that, a lot of the things that we take for granted in the developed world, being able to do Amazon or Uber Eats or those sorts of things, that the use of Bitcoin, specifically over Lightning Network, like it allows people to have an access to this same type of system. And the other thing that we saw was huge that we hadn't even really thought about is it really kind of flips a switch in their mind, and it flips people from being spenders and consumers to being savers and builders. Right. And because they see that, they start to believe that over time that the Bitcoin's going to be increasing in value. And so they really weigh all their purchases. Is this something I really need now? Do I really want to spend my Bitcoin on this? Or do I save it for the future because I think it'll be worth more? And, a lot of people say, well, why would you want to spend in Bitcoin? I think that's why you'd want to spend in Bitcoin, because it really forces you to consider how you use your resources and make sure you're thinking long term.
Right. So all that job that you did that there is possible, of course, because of the donation that the project received in Bitcoins. But I think most of that is because of the hard work or on your team. So who helping them? I mean, did you get any external help around that technical part or educational part? I know you was winner of the B4H Awards last edition. Did that help somehow in your project?
No, we've had a ton of help from a lot of different people in the community, but specifically the Blockchain for Humanity community. I mean, they have really rallied around us. They developed a very intensive educational program that quite frankly, I learned a ton from. And they rolled this out with our team members over a couple month period. I mean, complete with tests and homework and really built a rapport with our team and brought our team to a level where, I mean, they were asking questions that I would have to sometimes go look for answers for them. They were thinking that deeply about it. And they were able to take that knowledge that they got from that education and then expand that out to all the community. And so we really couldn't have been successful without the help from partners like Blockchain for Humanity that have really, played that crucial role.
Wow, that's great to hear. So you start a real revolution out there with your project. Salvador is accepting Bitcoin as a legal tender, and your project will be as a greatest example for the rest of the country. You was dreaming about the Bitcoin community. Now you have all the country following you. How is that feeling?
I mean, of course, we're excited like all Bitcoiners, but we're also realistic of the long road ahead. I mean, even our small project in El Zante, we're definitely not to the finish line, and there's still a lot of education and a lot of way to go. And so we're kind of at the beginning of the marathon. We're maybe at the half-mile mark. We still have got another 27 miles to go here. And so it's not time for victory laps yet. It's time for us to dig in all of the Bitcoin community and really help make sure that this effort in El Salvador is successful and find ways that we can play our role.
Right. I imagine now most of the Latin American countries will follow the example in Salvador, and a lot of projects will replicate BitcoinBeach. I know about one from Guatemala. What would be your biggest advice for all those people that want to replicate? What to do, what to not?
My advice is to remember our goal is to help the people, to give people on the bottom level of the economic system the resources and a level playing field. And so Bitcoin's a tool in that. It's not necessarily the end goal. And so find ways that Bitcoin can really help the people and be focused on that. And it'll naturally find its place, and it'll naturally kind of take over the main role within the economy. I don't think we need to so much focus on protecting or pushing Bitcoin. We just need to expose people to the value add that it has to offer.
So in all those years that you are in that project, it looks like it's done. You've made it, but this is only start when we see what is happening in Salvador. So there is a lot of work ahead. And what are the next steps for BitcoinBeach?
So the next steps for BitcoinBeach is we want to make sure we don't lose our focus, which has always been the community members. It's always been the youth and giving the youth tools so that they can go to university and that they can gain financial literacy. And so we definitely don't want to get caught up too much in the excitement and miss our opportunity to pour into those youth. But we will take it kind of broader, and we will be part of the effort to bring education all throughout El Salvador. We're a small team, and so we'll play a small role in that. It's going to take the wider community. It's going to take the government to come in and do stuff on their level. But we really are excited about what these next years are going to offer. But we also know that it's not going to be all smooth sailing, that there's going to be a lot of speed bumps along the way.
I don't think that will be small part that you will do it in that process, because there's no other project like BitcoinBeach in Salvador, and they want to follow somebody who has that experience. And I imagine that now a lot of people will go there, especially from Bitcoin community, to live that experience, where they can find the information about you, about the project, where they can find you.
Yeah, so we're pretty active on Twitter. The Twitter handles at BitcoinBeach. We also have a BitcoinBeach El Salvador Facebook group for that's in Spanish, and then we have our website is just bitcoinbeach.com. And of course, we invite people just to come down to El Zante and see where it started, and talk to people in the community and find a way to be involved.
I'm sure we'll be one of those people that want to go there. Thank you very much for this interview, Michael. Hope to see you there. And I wish you the best for all those things that you have awaiting for you. Thank you.
Okay, well, don't wait too long to come because we need your guys' help there. And of course, we want to spend time with you guys there. So please come soon.